Did you know that one of the greatest causes of doctor visits and hospital visits today is high blood pressure and heart disease? Did you know that part of what we are afflicted with in that high blood pressure and heart disease has to do with how stressed we are? We are a society that is the greatest stress society of all time. In all of history up to this point, we are greatly stressed. I'm Dr. Foster. I am the success coach with MaximumChange.com. Have you ever looked around and said, I am just overwhelmed? Maybe you feel out of breath. Maybe you feel like there's a ton of bricks on your chest. I would call the doctor if that's happening. I can tell you there was a time in my life where I was extremely stressed to the point where my eyes hurt. And I didn't know until later on that that was a sign of high blood pressure. My eyes felt like they were going to blow out of my head. So what do you do about this stress? There are several different things that you can do, but I just want to talk about a couple right now. You need to get somewhere and relax and refocus. I have used several techniques. I have used soft music, and I've gone and laid in a subdued room, maybe light, a little bit dark. Maybe the curtains are drawn. Maybe you go and lay in the living room on the couch, and you play some soft music, and you just do some breathing techniques, and you focus, and you visualize being somewhere that relaxes you. For me, that is imagining myself standing out on this rock ledge in the Black Mountain, North Carolina area, the Pisgah National Forest. As a youth, I went to this mountain, it was Mount Mitchell, and there was an outcropping of rock that I walked out on in a morning. The sun was rising, the clouds were at our feet, and because we were at elevation, we walked out onto this rock precipice, and I could look out over the tops of these clouds. And that was the most incredible, most relaxing place that I've ever been. So I imagine myself standing there, breathing in the pine air and the damp air of the mountains and the cool air around me. And the sun is breaking through the clouds, and I can feel it warming up my face. And I use that experience to imagine myself there in times of stress. And sometimes I'm playing soft music when I do this. And I imagine myself just taking in the beauty and the wonder and the sights of where I'm at. The other thing that I do when I'm stressed is I will go hiking. I like the outdoors. You may not like the outdoors. That's okay. This is what works for me. I've already mentioned this mountaintop experience that I had. But there was another time where I was pretty stressed, and I went to a family property that is in northern Tennessee, outside of White House, Tennessee. And I went there to my uncle's farm, and he has this dry creek bed there. And I walked down this creek bed, and I could listen to the birds singing. And I found this huge boulder sitting in the middle of the creek bed. And I sat down on that boulder, and I just sat there. And I practiced breathing and just was there. And eventually butterflies would fly by, bees would fly by, you'd hear birds chirping, maybe a chipmunk or a squirrel would run by. At one point when I was doing this, where I was sitting out on this rock, some deer walked up to me, looked at me, and gently walked away. And that was very relaxing to me. Now, if you're in a situation where you cannot get away from the sounds and noise of life, try to find a room that you can go into and close the door and just find a way to relax and focus on your breathing. And when the stresses of life try to flood in, push them back with thoughts like I used standing on the mountaintop. Use those experiences to help you to relax. Breathe in deeply, count to 5, and breathe out. The other thing that I have done in the past that is very useful, I have gone to get massages, and I'm proud to say I've had facials done. And those are some of the most relaxing things you can do for an hour to 90 minutes where you just let go. Well, I'm Dr. Foster. I am the success coach. I am with MaximumChange.com, and I'd love to help you to build a library and tool belt of de-stressing. Give me a call, give me an email, and we'll connect with you and see what we can't do to help. Have a great day.